What's up, everyone? I'm CL Connolly, and today I just wanted to talk about, is college worth it? So here's the deal. Way back in the day, in the mid 1900s, for some of you children out there, so back in the day, it was normal to go get a job. Are you chewing the strings on my shirt? It was normal. In order to get a job, you had to have a college education, right? Had to have a high school degree in order to get a college education. So there you go. And most jobs, I will tell you this much, my husband has a high school diploma, has absolutely zero college. And this man has been at the same job since high school. He used to work as summer help in the warehouse. He moved to a counter guy where he would take orders and stuff like that. He made management, and now he's basically like a corporate guy. Of course, it's a small company, so it's not that big a deal, but he is basically a corporate guy. But that's my thing, though, is that he was able to move up. He'd never been to college. So did he need that college education? No. And that was the 90s, the 1990s. So there you go. I'm just saying, college education was not required back when I was getting out of high school. It was not a requirement. But you've got all these people who went to college and now they have like just debt. They have college debt that they're having to fork out money for. And as the time goes on, especially in the 2000s, it seems like these kids are going to college and all they're doing is racking up debt that they cannot pay back because they went to college and they can't get a job when they get out of college. And the reason for that is because most of these positions, they want experience and not actual, They want experience and not actual, a piece of paper. They want hands-on experience and not a piece of paper. So there's my biggest thing. You've got people who are going to school to be a dental hygienist or whatever, right? Maybe at some point they're going to end up being an orthodontist, whatever. But the thing is, though, is that once they finish school, they can't actually get a job because they sat in a university for 4 years for nothing, 2 to 4, whatever the heck it is. Right? And they sat in a classroom for nothing because they have no experience. And instead of actually going to a dental practice and saying, hey, I'm going to school for this. Can I come here, be a receptionist or whatever? I'll get hands-on experience while being here, yada, yada, yada. Whatever. Instead of doing that, they're expecting that piece of paper at the end of their college education to get them a job right out the bat. It's never worked that way. Ever. That's one of the biggest things. I think the only type of job that you can go to school for and immediately start working on is probably real estate. Because you can go anywhere and be a real estate agent. You can even open up your own real estate agency. That's easy to do. You can be your own boss type of thing, right? I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying. But anyway, so you better not be chewing on my wall. So anyway, my thing is, though, is that is college worth it? Depends on what you want to do with your life. Medical school? Yes. Veterinary school? Yes. Lawyer? Yes. I'm just saying. There are certain things where it's a requirement because there is a vast amount of knowledge that you must know before you can actually perform the job. And not only that, but those jobs give internships in order to get the hands-on so that you can then go on to say, hey, I have this much experience when you get to what you want to do. So those jobs require college, yes. You want to go and I don't know. The same thing for therapists. I believe that therapists can just immediately go out and start their own practice. I'm not really sure on that. I don't know if you really have to, I don't know. I don't see a therapist. I probably should, but I don't. But anyway, like those kinds of people, I mean, you would have to, because most of them have to have PhDs. Like you have to have a medical degree in order to actually be able to write prescriptions if you'd have to. So you have to have certain degrees in order to have certain jobs. But then there's other jobs where you don't need that. You don't need a degree to have a job, you know? And I don't understand why certain people just they don't get that. They don't understand that the job that they're going for legit does not need a degree. Just get a little hands-on and go from there. Can you stop, please? Stop messing with the light switches. But yeah, if you get some hands-on experience, they'll work you up as long as you actually do the job to a great standard, I guess you would say. And not only that, but I'm going to tell you right now, retail is the easiest way to move up. Because now you see why I cut my hair off. But anyway, retail is probably the easiest job to move up in. Now, you're not going to get a corporate position in retail, but that's only because of the fact that in order to get a corporate position, you have to be a snake, and I don't like any of the people in corporate, I guess you could say. I mean, if you've ever worked in retail, then you know that the people at corporate, at a retail job, are usually pretty shitty people, and they've never actually worked in the lower levels. So anyway, I don't really know how that works. And if you work at a corporate for any kind of retail position, well, good for you. If you have been able to move up from like cashier and now you're like CEO or whatever, let me know. Because does anybody even know if that ever works? No, it does not. Anyway, so don't chew on my wall. Don't chew on the wall. Don't chew on the wall. Thank you. So anyway, is a college degree worth it? In some cases, yes. In other cases, no. It's just a mountain of debt that you're just going to accrue and a bill that you'd have to pay for the rest of your life. Because in the United States, never, ever, ever are you going to have the ability to never have to pay back student loans. Doesn't matter what any president says. There's never going to be a loan that they're just going to go, oh, we'll pay it for you. No, you will be paying for it. So when they say, oh, college is going to be free for everyone. Okay, watch your taxes. So when you go to file taxes at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, whatever, for the year before, how much did your taxes go up? How much are you forking out now? Because they say that college is now, provided for by the federal government. No, bitches. The college is now provided for by the taxpayers like you. So there you go. That's all I'm saying. And we don't make enough. Sorry, I was just looking at nobody makes enough to fork out as many taxes as it would need to actually get free college here in the United States. We just don't. It's absolutely impossible. I don't know how the other countries do it. I really don't. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that their products are cheaper. I don't understand. But here, everything that we have to purchase, it's coming out of our ass, and nobody can figure out how to pay for anything. And it's because the government doesn't do shit, and we all just suffer for it. So, if you think about the fact that, I'd rather have the federal government pay for, colleges and healthcare and this and that and blah, blah, blah. It should be available to everyone. Yes, great. But you know who pays for that? The taxpayers. They raise our taxes in order to give money to send everyone to these places or get these things. So, think about that. Think about the fact that you have the tax return, it comes in, you file your taxes and you go, yay, I got some money back. Think about it. If now the federal government is paying for everything, they're taking the money from you at that point. So you're filing taxes and you're sitting there going, okay, how much money am I getting back? Nope. You're going to have to pay in another $2,500 that you do not have. And this is coming from everyone, including people who are 16, 17, 18, who just got jobs, their very first jobs. They're paying in $2,500. And then you've got people who are in other tax brackets. They're paying in $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in their taxes on top of, because of the fact that, oh, you make more money? Well, we're going to charge you more because we have to pay to get all these stupid people into college, because instead of realizing that it was way better to just get a student loan and do it your damn self, instead of allowing the federal government to do it for you and fuck over all of the other taxpayers in this world. Yeah. Sorry, that's how I feel about that. Because in the United States, everybody is responsible for their own shit. And the reason why we're responsible for our own shit is because we don't make enough per hour to actually be able to fork out more taxes for all of this shit. Just saying, hey, you found one. So anyway, that's how that goes. Is college worth it? Yes, in certain cases, depending on what, career you're looking to have. Is college worth it? Other cases, fuck no. Screw college. Shit, just fucking go get a job. Work some shitty job when you're young and try to figure out exactly what you want to do with your life. Figure it out. So there's a girl who went to school with my son, right? It was one of his girlfriends, whatever, at one point, but they were like better as friends and stuff like that. She went to school, let's see, 7 years? Maybe? I don't know. It was maybe 7 years. Something like that. I don't know. Either way, she's an RN. Okay. So she's a nurse in a hospital. She has a job. She lives on her own. And she can afford all that because she was able to do that for herself. That requires a college degree. She did the college. She even did like a little bit of like the summer classes and stuff like that. She did some summer classes to get ahead so she wouldn't have to go for however long or whatever. I don't know. Either way. So she is doing pretty good for herself, right? My son did not go to college. He now works for the exact same company my husband works for. He's looking to be able to move up. They need, benefits and things like that. So his job is going to provide that. Great. Awesome. I think that, the benefits that my husband and I get are wonderful. I love the benefits that we get. If at any point in time I were to need a serious medical procedure, the deductible sucks, but hey, it's nice having an HSA account because I basically have a specific medical card that every time it says, okay, your copay is okay, swipe, and it's not coming out of my money. It's coming out of the, what I call free money, due to the fact that it comes out of my husband's paycheck, immediately goes on that card. So it's like a savings account type of thing. So I prefer the HSA. You cannot have my phone cord. Stop going into the couch to get it. I know what you're doing, little girl. But anyway, so that's the thing, is that now he's got a job that, like I've said, I've told him before, okay, your early 20s are for you to figure out what you want to do with your life. Go get random jobs. Just have these random jobs and find out exactly what you want to do with your life. Spend your early 20s up to 25 really trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. By the time you're 30, you should be there. You should have the same job that you've had for a while. You should know exactly what you want. If you decide that you want to go to college and figure it out, go to college and figure it out. But you are going to end up with a mountain of debt when you get out, right? So that's the basic thing. But by the time you're 30, you should really know what the hell you want to do with your life. And that's it, right? I'm just saying. And it would be really good for you to already have that job. And are you sleepy? Are you sleepy? But you should already have that job and be ready to do that for the rest of your life, because here in the United States, there is not a way for you to jump from job to job to job and actually be able to enjoy retirement. There really isn't. And if you decide that you want to retire at whatever the hell the retirement age is now, 65, 67, something like that. I don't know. I think at some point the Democrats wanted to raise it to 72, but whatever. Anyway, that was also because they keep spending all our money. But But all I'm saying is that if you want to reap the benefits of retirement, and when you get to that age and you want to be able to relax and not have to worry about all this extra bullshit that you've got to pay out, or, you know, the thing is that bills are still going to be there. When you retire, you're still going to have bills, right? Nothing stops just because you stop working. You're still going to have a cell phone bill. You'll still have whatever streaming services there are at that time. You have to think of it that way too. Is there going to be regular TV that you plug your TV in and boom, it turns on? Is there going to be that? Or is it all going to go to streaming services? You have to figure that out. What's going to happen down the road when you go to retire with all the extra bills that you are still going to have to pay? They're not going to, you know, be like, oh my gosh, you're 70. Oh, you're going to get our services for free. No, it never works that way. These companies run on greed. Another reason why we won't pay for streaming services. We literally just watch DVDs. I'm just saying, we don't pay for streaming services. And it's because I want to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it, not because it's on a streaming service. So I'm going to get it on DVD and watch it whenever the hell I want. That's just how I see it. But I'm just saying, if you really think about it, if you work hard at your job, your pay goes up the maximum amount that it can. Yes, there are pay caps. So once you get to a certain cap of how much of a raise you can get, 60 cents, 65 cents, but you know, the lowest you can get is like a dime. And yeah, that sucks. These little bitty pieces of just that they want to throw at you. And it's like, dude, you just give me, you know, chump change. Can I at least have, you know, $1 more an hour? Please give me $1 more an hour. That would be so much better for me. And it really would. If every year that they gave someone a raise, they gave them $1 more an hour, it would make everyone's life a little bit easier. And there wouldn't be so many people complaining that, oh my God, I've had the same job for 20 years and I still can't pay my bills. I'm still working paycheck to paycheck. If these jobs would do that, people wouldn't keep going to college thinking that they're going to get a high-paying job when they get out. No, bitch, you are not going to get a 6-figure job when you first get out of college. It is not going to work that way. I'm sorry. Back in the 90s, when I was 16 and I was filling out my first job application, it asked how much money you want. My mom told me at that time, you always put $25,000 a year. If I were to put $25,000 a year now, I would literally not even be able to pay one of my bills. I'm just saying, that is not how life works anymore. You cannot do that. No, it has to be $50,000 a year now. That has to be the lowest that you want right now. But back in the 90s, when I filled out my first job application, $25,000 a year. And it was great. $25,000 a year was awesome. But my first apartment also only cost me $635 a month for a 2-bedroom. So you have to think of it that way too. My first apartment for a 2-bedroom was $635 a month. When I moved out into a 1-bedroom, it was $475 a month. That 1-bedroom now is $1,000 a month. That same shitty apartment where my car got broken into is now $1,000 a month for that 1-bedroom apartment. The 2-bedroom apartment that I had back then, where it was $635, that apartment now is $28. It's $1,800 a month. Yes, things have doubled. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Everything has doubled at this point. So I am not faulting anybody who's 30 who still lives with their parents. I'm literally not faulting anybody for that, because I saw what some of these apartments were going for when my son was looking at apartments to live on his own, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to show you how much apartments cost. Let's go look. So we went and looked. I was just as shocked as he was, but I remember looking at apartments and being like, damn, this thing is freaking huge and it's only $600. Okay. And then I'm looking at it now going, dang, look at how big this apartment is. $1,500? Okay, well, it's not that big. Damn, are you kidding me? So yeah. I understand. I don't fault anybody for being 30 and still living with their parents. I'm just saying. But getting a college degree does not guarantee you a job. It really does not. But I will say that depending on the job that you want, you can at least get an internship or some type of hands-on something so you can understand if that is something that you want to do before you screw your whole life up in trying to get a 6-year degree or whatever, and you end up not having a job when you get out of college. And then you're upset because you can't pay back your student loans. You can't pay for your car. You can't pay for your car insurance. You can't get your car registered. You can't have your streaming services. Your cell phone's about to get shut off. And it's all because of the fact that now you have to pay for all of this stuff, but you don't have a job because of the fact that the college degree you got doesn't give you a job. I have a Master of Fine Arts that's in creative writing. It's an MFA of creative writing. That's it. It's not even a journalism degree. You can't get a journalism job with it. When they're all like, oh, you have an MFA. That's wonderful. Yes, it's in creative writing. Oh, that's not journalism. It's basically looked down on. So, because it's in creative writing, which basically means you're writing nothing but fiction. And for journalism, you're writing the truth. I don't know what the difference is between a journalism degree and a Master of Fine Arts. Sorry, she looks like she's about to jump on top of the Xbox. Okay, she avoided it. Awesome. Okay, so anyway, sorry for the silence. But anyway, the thing is, I don't know what the difference is. It's still a writing degree. It still basically teaches you sentence structure, grammar. Punctuation, on the other hand, I know how to punctuate a sentence. I know how to punctuate dialogue. I am what I call a comma whore. Like, I know how to use punctuation. It's the comma. The comma. Sometimes I use it a little too often. It's supposed to be for pause. And I've never been told that it was a wrong until my editor in my books and stuff like that is always going, why do you use a comma so often? And I'm like, it's a pause. It's a pause in the sentence. Right? She just goes, not every time. Like, have you ever read your sentences with that pause? And I go, I have my computer read it to me. It pauses for the comma. Anyway, ooh, excuse me. Ooh, hell. Ooh, girl. So, anyway, that's it. If your job requires a degree because you have to have a PhD or Excelsior or whatever it is for lawyers, I'm really not sure. I think it's like an et al. Or I don't know. There's letters that go after a lawyer's name too. So anyway, but if you have to have like an MD, PhD, whatever, you need to have that. Specific for your job, you have to have a college degree. But then there's all these other little things that people are getting degrees for that mean absolutely nothing. And I don't know if you've seen the videos of all these people who graduate from NYU, and they make up their own degrees. And they graduated with these degrees that they made up all on their own. They're like the only one taking this class or whatever the hell it is. They made up their own degree. What the fuck is that kind of job is that going to get you? Social media? I hear this noise. It's her. She's back there. Don't mess with the light switches. So anyway, most of them won't even get you social media because there's a social media degree. Like, you can actually get a degree for social media. I'm sorry, but you want a degree in social media? Really? Really? Is that really necessary? How hard is social media? Hey, can you stop playing with the light switches and leave the outside lights on because those are motion censored? But anyway, that's my biggest thing. I know there's a degree in social media. Social media is not hard. If you've been using social media your entire life, all you need them to do is tell you what not to say stupid shit on their social media accounts, right? Nobody should be saying stupid shit on social media anyway. Either way, if your job requires extra letters before or after your name, doctor, yes, you're going to need a college degree. If your job that you want to do does not require, did I need to get an MFA? No. What? I can write all I want. Plus, not only that, but I even have books back there that I bought from the bookstore specific for punctuation and commas and sentence structures and this and that I've read and learned all on my own. Did I need to get an MFA? No, but I did. I paid money for it, but it wasn't a student loan because it was easier to get when it's at a community college. So there you go. Anyway, that's my point. Do not go to college just because you think that getting a college degree will get you a job, because it won't. It will not get you a job. You are not guaranteed a job because you have a piece of paper that says that you should have one. A piece of paper that probably cost you $100,000. And now you got to pay it back. With what money? Because you don't have a job. Think of it that way. I will always abide by this. I was always told as a child, go to college or don't. It doesn't matter. That's all I have to say about that. I always told my son, go to college or don't. It doesn't matter. He went for a year. Unfortunately, by the end of his first year, it was 2020. So there you go. He spent his finals on... he did his finals online because it was 2020 for his first year. And he wanted to be an architect. That requires a college degree. To be an architect requires a college degree. So, nope. Because that requires a college degree, he was going to go to college for that. He was only going to have to go for 2 years. And then he could transfer to a 4-year college for another 2 years. For his other 2 years, right? So I was like, fine, perfect. If you decide you want to try it out, go ahead and try it out. So he did. He tried it for a year. Didn't like it. He decided that's not what he wanted to do. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, we're done. I mean, what am I going to say? No, it doesn't work that way? No. I'm not going to tell him that he has to go get a college degree, because he doesn't. He doesn't have to get a college degree. It's not something that has to be done. And if people are still forcing their children to go to college, when their children say, I've decided I don't want to go to college, and the parent goes, yes, you are. Well, the parent needs to shut the hell up, because they don't understand what life is like now for children. They don't get it. They don't see struggles. And it's, I don't know. I guess I can't really say much, but I did struggle as a young mother. I struggled on my own with an infant. So I'm just saying, I get it. And it was just an infant, but there's still a lot of bills that need to be paid on your own. And it's not like it was way back in the 70s where you could get a 1-bedroom apartment for $150 or $75, whatever, right? It's not like that anymore. And most people don't get that. Like, you get the old people who give you tips at restaurants and stuff. Oh, $1.50. Oh, don't spend it all in one place. Bitch, that shit isn't even going to fill up my car of gas on how much it took me to get here. So, thanks, dude. But I'm just saying, if your job requires a college degree, get a college degree. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Blah, 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 whatever. Who gives a shit? Like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just talking. Yada, yada, yada. What are you doing? And that's all I got today. Okay, bye.